Hello, you're watching QPVN News. I'm Anh Tuấn and here's the headlines. Memorial service solemnly held for Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng. General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng left an invaluable legacy for both Vietnam and Cuba. 2 more Vietnamese peacekeepers to perform duties in RBA. On July the 26th, the leaders and former leaders of party, state, government, Vietnam Fatherland Front, People, Soldiers Nationwide, Vietnamese expats, international friends, and General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng,'s family solemnly held memorial and burial services for General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng. He is an outstanding leader, a shining example of studying and following Ho Chi Minh's thought, morality and style, a loyal Communist Party member with great prestige, a typical Vietnamese leader in the renewal period with high qualities, talent, mettle and intelligence.
The service was organized solemnly at the National Funeral Hall in Hanoi, the Thống Nhất Hall in Ho Chi Minh City, and the late leader's hometown in Đông Hội Commune of Hanoi Đông Anh District. Reading the eulogy, State President Tô Lâm, head of the funeral board, stated that with his strategic vision on the current world situation, unceasing efforts to contribute to maintaining a peaceful and stable environment in the region and the world, General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng opened up a new chapter in the relations between Vietnam and international partners, boosted the country's friendship with other countries, strongly inspiring and leading the entire party, people and military with his wisdom, noble spirits of humanity and compassion, strong will and determination, and dignity and honor of a communist combatant who wholly dedicated to the fatherland and people. Staunch leader Nguyễn Phú Trọng unceasingly worked to make the party healthier and stronger, to lead the country and nation to successfully implement the renewal policy. The state leader affirmed that the General Secretary passed away, but his legacy will last forever in the history of Vietnam and be inherited and further brought into play in the course of renewal, thereby successfully realizing the goal of building a peaceful, independent, united, democratic, prosperous, powerful, civilized and happy Vietnam that he wished and strived for throughout his whole life.
Following the eulogy by President Tô Lâm, Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Trường, son of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng, represented the family to express their gratitude. He thanked the party and state leaders, former party and state leaders, agencies, organizations, units, diplomatic missions, people, friends and relatives for their condolences and for accompanying General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng to his final resting place.
The passing of our father has brought profound sorrow to our family, especially to our mother. From the time our father fell ill to his final moments and throughout the funeral arrangements, our family has received immense support, heartfelt condolences and sincere help from the party, the state, central and local agencies and units, people nationwide, as well as from our relatives and friends, both domestically and internationally. My mother and our entire family would like to express our deepest and most heartfelt gratitude and appreciation. At this moment, once again, I would like to extend our thanks to the leaders and former leaders of the party and the state, leaders of the countries, international organizations, diplomatic missions, central and local agencies, distinguished guests, and international friends who have visited and accompanied our father to his final resting place.
3 p.m. on July the 26th, the burial service for Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng was solemnly held at Mai Dịch Cemetery, Hanoi. The event saw the attendance of leaders, former leaders of the party, state, National Assembly, government, Fatherland Front, and family of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng.
Earlier, tens of thousands of people emotionally stood on both sides of the route from the National Funeral Hall to Mai Dịch Cemetery to say goodbye and see off the outstanding son of the Vietnamese nation to his final resting place. 2:50 p.m., the funeral procession carrying the coffin of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng enters Mai Dịch Cemetery. In deep condolences, leaders, former leaders of the party, state, Vietnam Fatherland Front, comrades, compatriots, international friends and families observed a minute of silence to bid farewell to the late General Secretary, a great intellect and great talent of the Vietnamese Revolution, who devoted his entire life to the revolutionary cause of our party and nation. 80 years of life, 57 years of party life, 7 tenures as a member of the party's Central Committee, 6 tenures as a Politburo member, assumed many important positions assigned by the party, state and people, such as Editor-in-Chief of the Communist Review, Secretary of the Hanoi Party Committee, Chairman of the Central Theoretical Council, National Assembly Chairman, State President, Party General Secretary, Secretary of the Central Military Commission. General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng rested peacefully at Mai Dịch Cemetery in the infinite condolences of all Vietnamese people and international friends. The late General Secretary devoted his whole life to the party, the country and the people, leaving behind valuable legacies. The true communist heart has stopped beating, but his thoughts will be followed by the entire party, military and people.
General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng left an invaluable legacy for both Vietnam and Cuba. That is the affirmation of Mr. Jorge Luis Broche Lorenzo, member of the Secretariat of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Cuba and head of its Economic Productive Department, as he is a member of the Cuban delegation to the funeral of the late party leader of Vietnam.
Mr. Lorenzo said that after learning about the sad news, a high-ranking delegation was immediately set up to attend the party chief's state funeral. Cuba was the first country to declare a national mourning in memory of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng as a testament to the special brotherhood between the two peoples. Mr. Lorenzo emphasized that in different working positions, General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng has made many great contributions to cultivating the special relationship between Vietnam and Cuba. According to him, the Vietnamese party chief's international prestige demonstrates the increasing position of Vietnam in the international arena. General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng, despite holding various positions, remains humble, simple, and close to the people and generations of leaders.
Coming up next, 2 more Vietnamese peacekeepers to perform duties in RBA. Heartbeat of a special friendly relationship. On July the 26th, Senior Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến, Deputy Defense Minister, handed over the state president's decision on peacekeeper deployment to 2 Vietnamese officers taking on peacekeeping duties in RBA. The 2 officers will go on replacement duty in the positions of Civil Military Coordination Officer and Operational Staff Officer at UNISFA. General Chiến requested the 2 officers to quickly grasp the local situation and well perform their assigned duties while spreading the fine image of the country and people of Vietnam and the Vietnam People's Army in the international arena. At the same time, they must strictly comply with the discipline of the Vietnam People's Army, the UN's regulations, as well as ensuring absolute safety. The documentary series titled 2 Hearts Beat Together is a product jointly produced by the Ministry of National Defense of Vietnam and the Ministry of the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Cuba. After the premiere of the first episode, which was warmly received by the people of both countries, the film crew is now working on the next episodes of the series with the desire to contribute to maintaining the historical memory, arousing love and pride of the special relationship between Vietnam and Cuba.
The documentary 2 Hearts Beat Together is part of the dossier on the 60-year history of Vietnam-Cuba defense relations, produced in 2020 to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the 2 countries establishing diplomatic relations. The series has proven its value when being warmly received by the leaders of the parties, states and people of the 2 countries. 4 years since the 60th anniversary milestone, 2 more episodes of the series have been produced. Recently, at the National Defense Academy named after General Maximo Gomez of Cuba, the screening of the 2 next episodes attracted the attention of a large number of instructors and learners of the academy and local people. 2-star General Victor Ramos, chief of the political directorate of the Cuban Revolutionary Armed Forces, was present at the event. Rounds of applause rang out for the series and production team. I'm really fascinated by the fact that you are able to interpret the historical milestones of the 2 people throughout the 2 documentary episodes. It's really impressive that you can understand and explain to us how the close relationship between the 2 countries has been built. With all my heart, I would like to thank the production team. The film has shown the special solidarity between the people, parties, states and militaries of the 2 countries. And today, through the film, we see the one-of-a-kind solidarity between Vietnam and Cuba. Along with the feelings of the military and people, the vitality of the series also comes from the support of senior military leaders of the 2 countries. Receiving the field crew in Cuba on the afternoon of July the 16th, Senior Lieutenant General Robert Solodongo, Chief of the General Staff and Double Minister of the Cuban Revolutionary Armed Forces of Cuba, spoke highly of the efforts of the field crew, outlined the meaning of the documentaries, affirming that they could create conditions to speed up the production of the series in the near future. The thoughts and feelings of today's young generation for Vietnam-Cuba relations will be the topic that the next 2 episodes of the film will focus on.
On July the 25th, the Vietnamese veterans delegation led by Labour hero Lê Văn Kiểm, Vice President of the Vietnam Veterans Association and President of the Vietnam Veterans Entrepreneurs Association, attended the ASEAN Veterans Confederation, or VECONAC in short, conference in Singapore. During the program, Vietnam, along with other VECONAC members, discussed the establishment of a VECONAC e-commerce platform to enhance cooperation among veteran-owned businesses across Southeast Asia.
At the conference, delegates emphasized the necessity of establishing an e-commerce platform for the member businesses of the ASEAN Veterans Confederation. However, considering the diversity in business sectors and the specific regulations of each country, the VECONAC e-commerce platform needs to be thoroughly researched and developed to ensure legal compliance, management and the operational standards are mutually agreed upon. The establishment of the VECONAC e-commerce platform is expected to be approved in October 2024 at the VECONAC Entrepreneurs Conference in Hanoi. The initiative to establish the VECONAC Entrepreneurs Conference proposed by Vietnam has received widespread support from VECONAC members. The conference will be held from October 24th to the 27th in Hanoi, focusing on 3 main topics: establishing the e-commerce platform on veconac.org, approving the resolution for an annual VECONAC Business Forum, and facilitating direct exchanges between businesses.
Along with successfully carrying out key political tasks and cooperating with local authorities to promote the socio-economic development, in recent years, military units stationed in the Central Highlands have engaged in many practical activities to help children in difficult circumstances study and have a bright future.
Over the past 5 years, this military medical station has become Ifu Mlo's second home. Now he's being protected and cared by the soldiers. My mother passed away early and my father left me, so I live with my grandparents. Currently, I'm staying with my adoptive father, a bodyguard at Reup Military Medical Station. Ifu is a good boy. He knows how to love and help his friend. He's very diligent and active. He has had better results in his studies and is more confident when interacting with friends. In the border areas of the Central Highlands, thousands of children have been cared for by military units through the Paving the Way to School for Children and Border Post Adopted Children's programs. I'm happy that my dad taught me to study. I want to become a soldier in the future. Nestled among the rubber forest of the Central Highlands, Army Corps 15's preschool are always full of children's laughter. Currently, the unit has 11 centralized preschools and 130 schools scattered across its production units, attracting nearly 7,000 students, including over 2,000 ethnic minority children.
This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.